What's up, guys? Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we're back at it again, answering your questions in another installment of For the Greater.
Yeah. This question comes from Dragon Punch 903. Now he did not. It's 903, but he did not put question before the question. But it's okay because a lot of you guys didn't. So for next week, make sure to put question followed by your question because we're going to be getting to those first. So if you want your question answered, do that. He asks, do you think the Sisters of Silence and the Adeptus Custodes will play like... How will they play like since they are getting released in the Burning of Prospero box? I'm excited.
I'm pumped. New units.
And by this time, by the... Oh, no, never mind. Forget what I was going to say.
So yeah, if you want to see the rules and talk about it with us on our Facebook page, I did put a link to their new rules, so you can check that out.
So first off, the Adeptus Custodes are amazing. Like, I want 10 of them bitches.
Yeah, it's like, you know how a Space Marine has like 4s across the board? These guys got 5s.
Yeah, and then you have the Captain who has 6.
Weapon skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, weapon skill is 6.
Yeah. They are bulky. But you can load them up on something, take them. They have the, what is it, Adamantium Will.
Adamantium Will, Deep Strike. The cool thing about this is they're each 2 wounds each, and they're Eternal Warrior, so they cannot get insta-killed.
So they're going to be beasts. They're Terminators are on steroids.
Essentially,
basically.
Yeah.
Wait, what's their save? 2+?
Yep.
2+, yeah. They're Terminators on steroids. And they're expensive, 260 points. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But worth it just to see a golden, you know, basically Emperor bodyguard out on the field.
That's crazy.
Narrative campaigns, they're going to be really cool once we get that going.
Yeah. The Sisters of Silence, I'm not as excited for them, but the one thing that does stand out is that they're psychic blanks, essentially. They got an ability, what's it called? Psychic Abomination. And basically, they can't be targeted by psychic powers. And they've got like a little bubble around them that makes anybody immune to psychic powers, so they can't cast them or be affected by them. So that's pretty cool.
Really cool, but at the same time, it's very scenario-based.
Yeah.
So if you're not fighting Grey Knights, if you're not fighting an army that has psychic powers, it's kind of pointless.
Right, like if you're going up against Tau.
Yeah, pointless.
And they're only toughness 3, so they're gonna die pretty quick.
Yeah, so they have to be a shooting army, but they're expensive, right? How many points?
75 for 5.
Oh, never mind. They're not expensive at all.
So you can, and you can get a total of 10
per unit. That's cool. Yeah. So there you go. Really excited. Stay tuned subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be things are coming.
Yeah.
So let's get to the questions. Let's try to scour through all these questions and find the one where the individual actually put question. And it is Torlanus. His question says, how do you think the heresy would have gone if Magnus hadn't fallen to chaos? For the sake of balance, let's assume a different Primarch broke the webway. Who would have been loyal otherwise? So, how should I put this? I think the Alliance or the Loyalists would have had a bigger. They would have had an upper hand. Not even. They would be a lot better than what they did against demons, because the big issue was that their psychic powers were not allowed. Magnus the Red and the Thousand Sons used psychic powers against the dictates of the the Council of Nicaea or whatever. Mm-hmm. So having them as loyalists, because I do think they would stay as loyalists, they would have been able to defend the Emperor a lot better against demons and psychic powers.
Yeah, it would have been interesting because out of all the chapters, I feel like that's the one that's most loyal, I guess.
Yeah, and then I don't think that it would really alter any other Primarch as far as whether they went loyalist or not. Mm-hmm. Who would have broken the seal? I think Lorgar.
Yeah, because he's a dick.
He's a dick.
He is. He's reading his lore and he's just...
Yeah, he's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
This one's by Darius Augustniak. I probably butchered that. So he says, if Catan ate souls of Necrons, can they eat the Eye of Terror? Warp is soul stuff, after all.
No. Not really.
Yeah.
It's your soul and the warp.
They play a part together, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to put it. Like, I guess it's like the ocean and
the fish.
The fish, yeah.
It's like
basically.
Fish aren't the ocean, but they're in it.
Yeah. They breathe in
the warp.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so the warp goes through your gills when you're a soul.
Basically. Alexander Vicious says, do you think if all the factions of the Warhammer 40k universe united, they would be able to defeat the alliance consisting of the Black Lives Matter, the SJWs, I don't know what that stands for, and the feminazis? Well, considering that the factions of the Warhammer 40k universe have las guns, power armor, centurions, I think the entire Earth, as of right now, against one centurion, yeah, we wouldn't do so good.
You probably have to like nuke him or something.
Yeah.
And then he'll probably just like
stand up.
Yeah. Malak 616. Question. Oh, I guess I'm not. That's kind of repetitive. But he says, are the Pyre, the Thousand Sons cult, able to manipulate the machine spirit? So we did a video, I think like 2 weeks back, about the cults of the Thousand Sons, and they have like the pyromancy cult and whatnot. So it's basically just like certain little subsections of psychic abilities that they're really powerful in. So the Pyre, for example, they're good with I believe it's called technomancy, so that's like has to do with machines. So yeah, they do somehow alter the machine spirit in a way, but they don't go too in depth with it, because that's kind of, how do I put it? That's like diving into something unknown, although the warp is unknown, but they do affect the machine spirit, but not what's the word I'm looking for?
To that extent?
Yeah, not like consciously.
Okay.
I guess.
Hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I hope so too, because honestly, I don't know what I said.
Tipet94 asks, would you guys be interested in a storyline taking place in the Dark Age of Technology era of mankind?
Hell no. Why? Why even write that? No, but yeah, it's cool.
It would be cool, but it would be a huge, like, deviation. Sorry, that's really loud. But a huge deviation of what Warhammer 40k is. Because Warhammer 40k is supposed to be
the future.
Yeah, dark, medieval, fantasy mixed with sci-fi, where like people are still walking around with candles and whatnot. And the Dark Age of Technology was not that. The Dark Age of Technology was basically, what's that other game? That other board game. It's Warhammer Horde, Warhammer 40k.
Infinity?
Infinity. It'll be like Infinity. But still, I mean, it wouldn't be like bad. I wouldn't say like, no, I don't want to.
I mean, it gives a different side to it.
Uh-huh. So those are all the questions for now. Now we just read like normal.
Regular questions. Don't say question on them. All right. So this one is coming from the homie, Austin Palmer. Y'all keep naming good people, but I don't think the Emperor is a good guy. More like insane. I'd say he was probably like Hitler, the guy from North Korea, and every other insane, terrible human. That wasn't a question.
I guess that was a response.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I see where you're coming from, because in reality, most of the recruits themselves of Space Marines would be people that would be in prison. People who are just fucked up in the head, right?
Yeah.
But no, I think the Emperor was above that. He realized that you need individuals like that to do what he needed to do. But no, I don't think he would. I don't think he himself wanted to kill people just to kill people.
Right.
Yeah. Next question comes from Daniel Rogers, I guess. The Emperor of Mankind would both be Jesus Christ and write the Bible, and then later on become Richard Dawkins. Hawkins. Cool. Yeah, I guess. Next question.
Gleb Shlakov. Will Necrons be able to eradicate Tyranids if they made it to their goal? Their weaponry seems perfect for it.
Yeah, but I don't think they could all unify to defeat the Tyranids. The Tyranids would come in way too quick, way too fast, and the Necrons would still be, getting out of their beds.
Yeah, basically.
Literally,
too.
Mm-hmm. Next question comes from Slime Man. We all know the Emps is hiding as Bruma Afabusa, which is the guy who makes the
text-to-speech device.
Yeah, it was obvious all along. Yeah, why not? Next question.
Okay, this is by All Might. There's thousands of millions of battles, so why is it that the victors of these fights don't take the weapons and tech of the defeated and improve their own?
So why don't Imperium do that? Why doesn't the Imperium do that? Is that what he's asking?
It just says there's thousands of millions of battles, just victors in general. So
because it's illegal. So like let's say we're guardsmen, we fight against the Eldar. We found a wraith or a shuriken pistol or something. Yeah. So we break it apart. We find out how it works, and we use the technology to build a better las gun or build a better gun in general. Well, the Inquisition would come in, they'll hear about our gun because we reproduced it and we gave it to all of our regiments so we could defeat the enemy better. They'll find out because we're winning all these battles, and then the Inquisition will find me and the Sound Alchemist and shoot us in the head.
That's heresy. You do not mess with the Emperor's technology.
Yep, and then of course our technology would be burned, and if the Adeptus... what is it called? Adeptus Mechanicus would find out, they would try to secretly, read up on our findings and whatnot, but they wouldn't ever reproduce it because of the whole Imperium zeitgeist.
The only race that actually does this is the Orcs. You can see they're lootas. That's what it is. They're looting the weapons from the other armies and they're using it as their own. Yep.
And then of course, like Tyranids don't need to do that. Necrons don't need to do that because their weapons are way better than ours. Same thing with Eldar. Mm-hmm. But good question. This is from Halo Fredrimix. Dude, no matter how you look at it, Warhammer 40k is fascist as fuck. Yeah. There is no way anyone from the left could be Emperor. Well, no, the left has a very fascist tendencies. Yeah. Because like to be extreme left is to be communists. Fascism, yeah. Yeah. You're telling me that what's his name? Not Lenin, but Stalin wasn't fascist. Stalin was like the epitome of a horrible person. So Stalin could have been the emperor. Who knows? Yeah. Next question.
This is by Torlonis. Oh wait, no, we already read that one. Kingsley Grandson. What would happen to the Dark Gods when the God Emperor of mankind is resurrected? Nothing.
They'll still be there.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going away.
Yeah. If anything, they might get a little weaker. But that's about it. They're never going away.
Well, because, okay, let's think about this. So the Emperor that you know is like dying, he comes back and he's better. What does that mean? Your faith for him has been restored. So that means less people are going to be like, well, my Emperor's dying, so I guess I'll praise Khorne. It's like, oh, look at him. He came back from the dead. I love you. And then they'll praise him. So less followers for the Chaos people.
Basically. Mm-hmm. Michael Pelia says, love you guys. I used to love nerding out on all GW lore. Why did you stop? This is like better than having real friends.
Oh.
That's what I always say. Mm-hmm. But you should find friends.
Yeah.
You could be our friends. Do you live near Chicago?
Speaking of friends, this one's by Max Franz Knight. 40 facts on how to get out of the friend zone.
Ooh. Well, here's some advice. Fact number 1. If you're in the friend zone, it's too late, man.
Yeah, you're already in too deep.
You messed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a friend into more than that.
It's called rape.
Yeah. But hey, I guess nowadays you can do that and live your life normally, because you'll go to jail for like a night and you'll be back.
Oh yeah, because of that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like raped that girl behind a dumpster.
He's like, let's not mess up his life, but he can mess up other people's lives.
Yeah, well the key to that is that, you know, well I'm not going to get into
Yeah,
that.
that's a whole nother 40 facts video.
Those are the questions.
Last little tidbit, I want you to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
This one's by Inquisitor Arnold. Hey, just a quick little question. Do you think that Ron Jeremy would make a better Demon Prince of Slaanesh? And why?
Yeah, I mean, he's the... Well, okay, so... He would have been a really good... what is it called? Prince. Dark Prince of Slaanesh back in the day. Now he would be more of a Nurgle. Because have you seen him? Like, the dude's dying. He's, like, heaving from just, like, talking. And he just looks gross. He fits a Nurgle being.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I pictured him into like a frog demon.
Yeah, so
like a frog rat hybrid.
So if anything, it would appease Nurgle more, because he's like really trying hard to stay up.
More weights than one.
Yeah, and not die, like not have a heart attack while he's. So Nurgle would like that.
Yeah, but Slaanesh would be liking it too, because it keeps on ticking.
Yeah, in a way. Thank you for sending those questions our way. We have a Patreon exclusive video where we answer more questions. It's going to be fun. Jump on over to Patreon, support us. It's a simple $1, you get extra videos. If not, like, comment, and share this video, and you guys are awesome.
Yeah, Halloween's next week, so send us some scary themed questions next time.
Yes.
And as always, I'm the Sound Alchemist here with
Curse One.
And we are out of here.